Sustainability can be pretty confusing. There's so much going on, it's hard to know what to make of anything. I mean, what do recycling and overfishing have to do with each other? Where does gardening overlap with politics? What are the sociological implications of the bicycle? Because it's not just about coal plants and solar panels, although they are certainly a part of it. It's about how we structure our lifestyles and whether we can continue them for as long as we need to. It's actually pretty simple. Sustainability is just about whether we can keep on going. You can't run a marathon and a sprint because you can't keep on going. Resources are finite, and so we've got to make sure that we use them in such a way that they don't run out. It's common sense, right? So this should be pretty straightforward. But then when it comes to the politics, we're left with these diplomatic deadlocks that just leave us nowhere. So, let's do what Australians do best. Stuff the politicians and go to the pub. Let's say we want a beer. We've got a couple of options. We can either go for a schooner of a local brew or a bottle of the imported stuff. Now, it might not seem like much of a question. It's a drink in the hand either way. What difference does it really make if it's in a bottle or a glass? But when we look at the whole picture, we see two fundamentally different stories. One is circular and one is linear. The difference is way bigger than you might think. Let's start with the bottle. For that bottle to be there, first the materials have to be extracted. They've got to be transported to the manufacturing plant. They've got to be manufactured. They've got to be transported to the bottling plant. They've got to be filled. They've got to be transported and filled from the bottling plant to the shipping port. They've got to be loaded onto the ship. They've got to be taken halfway across the world. They've got to be unloaded at the other end. They've got to be transported from the shipping port to the distribution centre. They're going to be taken from the distribution centre to the venue. They're going to be taken down to the cellars. The cellarman then has to spend all night running back and forth with arms full of cases of beer trying to keep the fridges stocked. By this stage, it's been bouncing around the world in its bottle for about, say, 6 months or so. Finally, a customer comes along, pays around, say, $8 or $9, a chunk of which obviously goes offshore to wherever the beer has come from. But that's not the end of it. We just got to halfway. We've still got to dispose of the thing. So, someone's got to run around to all the tables collecting the empty bottles. They've got to put them in the bin. The bins fill up, and someone's got to take the bins out to the street to get empty. A garbage truck has to be started up. Come around usually at some stupidly early hour, making enough noise to wake the damn dead. If you're lucky, they'll get recycled into a lower grade of glass, but more often than not these days, it just ends up in landfill. All of that so that a beer can be individually wrapped in its own glass case while someone drinks it for about 20 minutes. Or we could look at the glass of something local. For this one, you've got to make a keg, which gets reused almost indefinitely. Local ingredients get brewed up right here in the city. They go from the brewery to the bar, straight into the tap system. You take a nice comfortable glass, you fill it up, have a fine, fresh, frothy beverage. It's delicious. At the end, you collect the glass, give it a wash. You don't throw anything away, so no trucks need to come around and collect anything because there is no waste. It usually costs less, and all of the money stays right here in the city, so you boost your own local economy. So, while these two things look and sound functionally the same, they're both a beer in your hand, they're actually very different. One has this invisible baggage that it carries with it along the way. And what we're going to do over the course of this series is make that baggage visible. Not just for beer, that's just a great example to kick off with, but for everything. I want people to see the whole picture behind all of these products and processes and find out the actual costs of our consumption habits and weigh up the benefits of better ones. So, as well as looking at what we drink, we're going to look at what we eat and how we grow it, the buildings we live in, how we get around, how we power our lives, and what we do with the waste at the end of it all. We'll compare how we do it now with how we could be doing it, see just what kind of a difference it could make to find out where we can get the most bang for our buck. Cheers.